Hello everybody, this is the Goofsome Fox coming at you with a review video of the Ashimara, the high-grade Ashimara from Zeta Gundam. And it's been a while since I've done a review, but I've gotten some newer kits recently that I wanted to try to do some reviews for, try to get a few more reviews, or just get more reviews out there in general. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the Ashimara here. Well, before looking at the Ashimara itself, let's take a quick look at the box. So, we have the name of the suit up here on the top. We have some nice artwork of the Ashimara here in both of its forms. We have a little Zeta Gundam logo up at the top. We have the price sticker right here. Got this one for $24.99. We got high-grade Universal Century at the bottom, and Blue Bandai logo right here. Starting with this side, we got some product shots, a simplified version of what the transformation looks like for the kit. Looks like some specs here for the suit in universe. We got some more artwork here on the side, same as the front, but a lot smaller. This side we have some more product shots. This kind of shows some of the details of the model kit. We got some warnings by the looks of it, and the barcode, no glue required, a few, looks like copyrights maybe. And other side, same artwork as the other side, nothing too special going on here. And on the bottom, absolutely nothing. So, yep. There's the box, and without further ado, let's take a look at the Ashimara. Starting off with the aesthetics here, we have a very nice mix of yellow and green going on here, as well as a few red and gray highlights going around the body. You got a lot of rounded features here, especially on the head, arms, and these leg segments right here. And a bit on the backpack as well. Let's see, get a good zoom in on the head and have the red outline for the mono eye visor, kind of similar to something that Zeon's Dom would have. You can see there's some molded power pipes sticking out of the sides here. We have a nice antenna up here on the head, and we can open this piece a bit. That reveals a red interior with a black sticker on this side. Nothing here on this side. Make sure I close that back up. There we go. On the chest here, we have some nice yellow and green going on here. Kind of a lot of green going around the whole body, seems to be the primary color here. Arms, we have some large yellow shoulders. Kind of see there's some pipe detailing going on the inside here. If you lift this up a bit, you can see here we got some hydraulic details, which look very nice, especially going to that split between the gray and the green. We got some very bulky arms here. Looks like we got some like small vent detailing going on here and there. Kind of some spiked tips for the arms there. Probably would be good for hitting somebody from behind if you use the back of its arm. Focus there. Alright. Fists are, well, they look like fists. Not really too much here. No weird gun hands or claws going on here. Inside, you can kind of see a bit of detailing, although it is mostly kind of hollowed out for the transformation. Waist, there's really nothing to the waist. It's kind of like a green bit with just a yellow piece on the front here. For the legs, you do have a vent up here, and a nice kind of split between the leg and where it connects up here. You also have a bit of gray protruding from here. There we go. Try to make sure my shadow isn't on the way. You got some pipes back here. Look very nicely detailed right there. You got kind of a small split here in the leg where it goes in. You got red thrusters lining around the feet. I'm glad they use red here. really does help it pop out a lot more. And yep, got some majority green going on here. For the feet, we have a tad bit of yellow to break it up a bit, but for the most part, they are kind of your standard feet, kind of more like the heels kind of shape going on here, not really as flat-footed as most other suits, but I think for most iterations, the Ashimar hovers when it's on ground, so I guess, having heels is not really an issue for this suit. Moving to the backpack here, we have a majority yellow design going on here. We got some thruster detailing here, vent there, some thrusters in here. These ones are yellow. I'd like them in yellow, but I do wish they were maybe gray or something, just so they stood out a bit more. Not the red. I don't think the red would have worked for that, but overall, for a backpack, you do have this gray sticker right here, so that kind of helps break things up a bit, so at least that's there to somewhat help. But, yep, Ashimar looking good. Actually, you have some gray stickers here, as well as this piece here is green, but you get a gray sticker for both arms that covers that section. And I think that's all for the stickers in this mode. There are a few more that I think are going to become more visible in the transformations, so we will see them when we get to that part of the review. Moving on to our accessories here, and the Ashimar here does not come with a whole lot of accessories, but we'll start off here with the beam rifle, since this is kind of its primary accessory, for lack of a better term, if it will focus on it. There we go. I think that's probably as good as it's going to get. So, yep, it's coming out clear. So, yep, we have a primary green and yellow beam rifle here. We got some gray here for these connection ports. The handle can move in and out. So, with this side port here, you can get the Ashimar, and you have a plug back here, and you can put that back there for storage. I usually put this up so it doesn't hinder the leg as much. And yeah, it's a very simple beam rifle, just kind of your typical, kind of a few slabs, just kind of sandwiched together to form a rifle with some added bits at the tips. And yep, so next we're going to look at the action base, and because I'm kind of deceiving you here, the Ashimar here has a few more accessories, but they conveniently store under the action base. So you get a extra trigger finger hand here that's going to allow you to use the beam rifle, and putting that on is your typical beam rifle connection. You want to take your beam rifle, get your handle out here, then you want to pull these apart, slap that on, sandwich them together, then you want to pop out. Let me not drop the kit here. You want to pop out the other hands. They are a little stiff with how big the ball joints are, but not too much of a problem. Then you just want to simply plug that in, and that attaches very nicely there. Very nice big beam rifle for Ashimar here, and I really like the look of this beam rifle. It stands out pretty nice. Again, it's a very big weapon, so it really makes him look like he's packing some firepower here. And moving on to our last few bits of accessories, we have an extra connection port. This is going to come in handy for the transformation, but that attaches to the action base here. It kind of attaches either like this or like this. We'll see once I put it in transformation, just to make sure I have it the right way, but extra connection port here. And finally, you have a small green piece, and what you do with the small green piece is that you can plug it underneath here, kind of like just how some kits have, where you can just kind of put it there and it plugs in. This just kind of hides that spot there, but taking a look at the action base itself, though, you can plug the Ashimar in there, and you can get him in some poses. Kind of in some different poses, too, because the Ashimar stand, which I actually found interesting when I opened the box to find out about this, the Ashimar stand actually has screws in it here and here, so you can turn it here, you can turn it up here, and yeah, I kind of like the screws. I think it's going to give it a bit more of a sturdier connection. But yep, that's the Ashimar here with all of its accessories. Not really too much going on here, but Ashimar did have a very simple kit in Universe. There really wasn't too much going on with it, so this is pretty much what you would expect for an Ashimar to have. The action base is nice to have, though, especially since this is a transforming suit. But, yep, accessories pretty standard and pretty cool. So, taking a look at the articulation here, I'm going to start off from the head here. Head is kind of limited. It is on a ball joint, but it's kind of limited because of how broad the shoulders are. If I do try to bring these down a bit, I should be able to pull a full 360, but yeah, looking side to side with those large shoulders is going to make things a bit difficult here. Looking at the chest, we don't really have anything too special going on with the chest here. The chest bits here can actually untab, and they're on little arms that move around, but that's more for the transformation of this guy. Shoulders here. Shoulders have some decent articulation. You can move them forward and back, so we got a bit of a forward and backwards butterfly there. You can move them up and down. Again, though, these are really broad shoulders, so it is going to be hard to get really anything too much out of the upper arm here. You can rotate the arm around. It's on a peg here. Peg and polycap. But yeah, you can still get some. You can do a full 360 with it. Most probably it's again, you probably have to more like close it a bit, but yeah, those big shoulders do limit some of the movement, but if you are you do kind of mess around with them a bit, you can get some decent posing out of this guy. Upper arm here, we have some rotation at this point right here. Make sure that doesn't fall out. The arms bend at a 90-degree angle, so nice standard bend right there. And they just kind of bend straight out. The arms, the way the arms attach are... Oh, okay, the thing piece came out. Guess we'll come to this arm. With the way the arms kind of... The hands are put, like, pegged in, they do make them look like they aren't bending as much, or they bend more than they do, but this is 90 right here. And your hand here is on a ball joint, so simple rotation, your standard ball joint movement going around here. Now with the Ashimar, you don't have a waist swivel, but you have a very nice ab crunch here from the transformation joint. So yeah, you can make this guy bend all the way down, and yeah, having a nice bending joint here, it's actually going to be good for getting some different poses in, because I don't think you don't have anything for the back, unfortunately, but that forward, if you want to make him look like he's kind of flying backwards or something, you can actually do that with this kit. Legs here on a ball joint, and since there's no waistcoat of any kind, they aren't really too hindered. Well, let's see, move the arms to the side a bit. You can kind of spread them out that far. You can move them that far up, so very high kick. You can move them that far back, but if you move them to the side, you can get very far back movement. And they just kind of have free range movements. You can kind of do a lot of whatever you kind of want with them. Let's see, you have nothing up here in terms of a bend, but you do have, or more like a twist, not a bend. You can't twist the legs up here. Legs will typically bend this far. That's actually, I think this thing's actually double jointed. Yep, so you can get it that far, but you can open this flap here for the transformation joint to get a bit more in there. Especially if you don't bend that joint, you can kind of get, looks like a 90 out of that. Nothing really going on here with the rest of the leg. At the feet, you can kind of move them around, pivot them side to side. Feet can move in and out. And finally, for the backpack here, this can pop off and move up and down a bit, but again, that's a bit more for the transformation. And well, ignoring the arm that came apart right there. Yep. So articulation is missing some stuff, but it does have some pretty decent stuff going on here. So, yep. And speaking of the transformation, let's take a look at what this guy looks like in mobile armor mode. And here we have the Aasimar here, all transformed in its little donut mode here, and looks very nice. It's a very clean transformation, especially for a kit this old, and even just the suit itself. The sides would not like to pop out, strangely. There we go, stay. And it's a very clean round mode going on here, and I'm surprised they were able to get it as well as they did. But yep, as you can see, we have this very large yellow dome section right here. Some of that red peeking out here. A red shiny sticker has been revealed in the back here. We got some green as well. The sides here, we have the sides of the chest that form the sides here. The feet here. Legs close in very nicely and compact very well. And yeah, this leads to just a very nice looking mobile armor mode. Okay, that's being weird. Why is that of all pieces not wanting to stay in? There we go. I heard it click. Alright. It should be a lot better now. And we have a tab right here, and what you can do with that is that you can plug this into the base like so, or you can get the rifle here, and just kind of have to detach that from the hands, close up the handle, and plug that into the bottom here. And there you go, your Aasimar is armed and ready to go. And you might be wondering, well, how do we attach it to the action base now? Well, that's where this adapter piece comes in. I think, let's see, you want to put it like this on here underneath. And you just plug that in. And there you go. You can have your armed Aasimar sitting tall on its action base, flying around. You can get some side to side. You can probably get some nice profiles with this. Yeah, so that looks really cool right there. But yes, Aasimar here, looking like a well, okay, well, before it fell, Aasimar was looking pretty cool, but probably not supposed to twist it in ways like that, or probably do want to try to twist it before you stick on the action base, but that still held up actually longer than I thought it would, but yeah, pretty cool looking mode here, and again, just very surprised they were able to get this. So yeah, flying laser donut. Who knew? And now for just some quick size comparisons here. Here is the Ashimar next to Core Class Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. Your average 3.75 inch figure. Here he is next to a standard size mobile suit, that being the Jim. As you can see, it has some very nice height over the Jim here. Yeah, Jim is actually pretty small. And next to another transforming suit, that being the Revive Zeta Gundam. And Ashimar still has some height into it. And finally, here he is next to a Gundam Converge figure. And the Master Grade Zaku Cannon. So, with all that, with the high-grade Universal Century Ashimar here, I would actually have to say that this is a kit that I would highly recommend here, because it's a very nice build. Even for an older kit, I am very impressed with the build quality here, especially, again, for a transforming suit. And yeah, it also looks very nice. A lot of the details that the Ashimar has is there. I feel like you really don't have to put a lot of extra work into this kit in order to make it look like it should. And you do get an action base with this one as well, so very nice addition. It might only be usable with this kit, unless there are other kits that have a similar connection port, but this might be an Ashimar specific action base, but if so, I mean, it is still an action base that you do get with this kit. If you didn't have one, you can use it with this, and it is helpful with the transformation. Accessories are limited, but yeah, it does make sense for the Ashimar, since Ashimar, again, does not have a very big kit to it. Pretty much is just the beam rifle for the most part. And you get a nice transformation and a nice mobile suit mode. And I do find that there are kits that struggle to get both of those right, or just suits in general that struggle to get both the mobile suit and transformation mode correctly. And the fact that this one can get it pretty well, as well as pretty solid, is very neat. And with the articulation, again, you are missing that waist joint, which the waist swivel, which might be an issue for some people, but you do get that mega ab crunch there. So even without the waist, you can still get it in some decent poses, some decent flight poses, which Ashimar does belong in the sky after all. But yeah, my one warning with this, my one big thing, as much as I recommend this kit, is I wanted to show the box for a reason, especially with the sticker of $24.99. One thing I did have with this is that when trying to find one of these, the store I got this from did not have it at the time, so I found another random model kit shop somewhere. They had one, but he was $40, and as much as I do really like this kit, $40 is not a price I would recommend at all. If you can get this between the 20 to 30 price tag, I would say that would be the best price for it. Definitely, and if obviously if you can get it lower than that, as obvious plus, I would say definitely go for that. But yeah, even with the price tag it is, I would say it would be worth picking up, especially if you want a good transforming suit. But yeah, good transforming suit, or you just want something that looks like a donut. But yeah, it's going to be the end of this review video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.